Want some sugar in my coffee, some honey in my tea.
Hi girls, I just wanted to do a quick fix-it video with the crochet hook. One of your most important tools in your knitter's toolbox, and I haven't been able to see everybody for a porch visit, so I figured I would just show you through a video, and hopefully you can go back and practice this a little bit on your cow, although mistakes in your mistaken rib are perfectly fine. So it doesn't matter what size, I just grab whichever one is in the windowsill. As you can see, this wants to be a knit row, and there's a purl that I want to fix. Also over here, this wants to be the seed stitch, and so you have alternating purl and knit stitches, but right here I have a knit stitch I want to flip back into a purl. So I'll show you how to do both of those, and it's super easy, don't be nervous. I'm going to slip the row off that I'm working with, or the column actually, and just gently undo the loops all the way down to the one I want to correct. And I'm going to go ahead and slip that one out as well, and then I'll stop there. I'm going to take your crochet hook and enter through the front of the loop with the strand of yarn behind your stitch. You're going to go underneath that strand and pull it through from back to front, and there you've gotten your knit stitch with the crochet hook. Okay, I'm going to keep going up. So from behind, I'm going to pull the yarn from back to the front of the stitch, and I'm going to do that all the way up until I get back up to my knitting needles. Okay, so I'm in through the front of the loop, front to back with my needle. My strand of yarn is behind my loop. I'm going to go underneath that and pull it from back to front. Now I'm going to be quiet so you can just concentrate without me chattering. And here's my last one. Okay. And I'm going to slip this on purposely the wrong way so you can see how to flip that around. This is not the direction we want our loop to face when we're knitting. If it does go back on that way, you can just knit through the back of the loop. That's no problem. But if you knit through the front of the loop, well, it flipped around when I knitted it. But if you knit through the front of the loop, it's going to twist that loop. So what you do is just slide it off, turn it around, and there you go, you're ready to knit. Okay, so I'm going to knit that one. I'm going to move on to this next row where I'm going to show you how to put a purl stitch back in. So just slip that loop off gently, pull out your stitches down that column. And this is the one that wants to be a purl. So instead of putting the yarn behind the loop, you're going to bring the yarn forward and put it in front of the loop. And you're going to go into that loop from behind with your crochet hook. Okay, so I'm going from behind, and then I'm going to grab that run and pull it to the back. And voila! I definitely have my purl stitch, but then this is an alternating stitch all the way up, so the next one will be a knit. I'm going to pull it through like I did before, and then I'm going to bring, for the purl, I'm going to bring this run to the front. Okay, enter the stitch from behind and pull that run of yarn to the back, and there we go. I have my purl stitch again. Now with the knit stitch, you're just going to keep the needle in there. Your run of yarn is already behind, so you grab it underneath and pull it through. Okay, so as you can see, that seed stitch pattern is coming back to life. Right here, is where we have it. This looks a little stretched out because we're fixing it, but it'll just scrunch back down to the same size as the ones beneath it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the next one and I'll be done fixing. Okay, so it looks like I just did a knit and now I need to do a purl. So I'm going to bring that to the front, slide in the stitch through the back, and pull that yarn to the back of the stitch. And there we go. I'm going to put it on my needle in the wrong direction so I can show you how to fix that. You either knit through the back of the loop, right? Or, show you how you take your stitch off. There we go. Or, well, that corrected it. So I'm going to flip it back around. You just take your knitting needle, flip it around, and there you go. The next stitch on this would be, since I have a purl, would be a knit, and this is always a purl because that's the ditch of the mistaken rib. And then here's a knit stitch, so my next stitch would be a purl, and this one is always a knit with the mistaken rib. Okay, it's all fixed, and man, when you have them all lined up like that, it's a very pronounced rib stitch, and I love it because it just really accentuates the chunky yarn. Okay, I hope this helped, and if you need a porch visit, feel free to come on by.
Honey in my tea. Want my handsome blue-eyed darling to wrap his arms around them